Hey YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the top 10 products that I use in my journal. I went on and on and on in my last one, so I am going to keep this one short and sweet. Hopefully at least short. I don't know so much about sweet. And what I thought I would do is sort of take you through almost like a process video, kind of a chronological way of how I use the products as I put my journal together throughout the week. So first what I start with is, of course, my journal, number one. Oh, wait a minute. No. I gotta back up. I first must say thank you so much to all you lovelies who left me such kind comments, gave me thumbs up, and subscribed. You guys are rock stars. Thank you again. Back to the journal. As you know from that video, I am using the Moleskine weekly notebook for 2015. That will change in the new year, where I go into a Midori style notebook. I showed this as well in my last video, Buteo Bunker journal cover with several different inserts, and I will be doing an in-depth video on this particular setup. I know a couple of you said that you are new to journaling, and some of you are also interested in switching out your journals for 2016, and hopefully that video, which I hope to have up next week, will give you some help on those issues. So when I approach my journal for the week, the first thing that I always do is apply a coat of cheap acrylic paint to the background. That's number two. This is not a mixed media journal. It's not meant to take heavy inks, stickers, glue. The acrylic paint helps that. It strengthens the paper and it creates a bond so that I don't get any bleed through from any inks or pens, markers, whatever that I'm using at the time. And this is cheap and it lasts a long time. At my local art store, I can get, like, when it goes on sale, 2 tubes for $5. So once the paint is dried and ready for me to work on, I will probably next reach for my third favorite product for my journal, and that's stickers. I have a huge stash. I'm not going to drag it out and show it to you. All different kinds of stickers, and depending on the week, they may all match, they may all be random, who knows, they may fit the season, like these pumpkins fit the season, but then there's, you know, the occasional popsicle and sock, which makes no sense. And in addition to that, I may be trying to get rid of a set of stickers, so I'll put in random words like blaze and joy, which have really nothing to do with the journaling, but I can get rid of a Z and a Y. So once I get my stickers down, then the fourth thing that I usually go to and grab are my washi tapes. I adore washi. It's probably my second favorite product that I use in my journal. My favorite place to get it is from an online store, Sakura Lala. I will put a link to her shop below. She's got great product and the customer service is phenomenal, so I would encourage you to check out that store. And why do I use washi? Because I am, hello, my name is Jody, I am a tip-in addict. Project Life cards, I don't Project Life, but I have a ton of Project Life cards and I love to decorate them. It's so fun. It's just like a little scrapbook thing, and it makes me just this little piece of arty happiness that I will washi in and use to continue my journaling, because I cannot keep journaling. I have just too much to say. Imagine that, to limit it to a full week on 2 pages. And I will also include other kinds of paper, not just journaling cards, but watercolor paper, just regular notebook paper. If I can write on it, it will be included as a tip-in. And speaking of watercolor paper, I do like to include that on weeks because it allows me then to use my 6th favorite product, which is watercolors. This is probably my favorite art medium. I love to watercolor, and I love to be able to do it in my journal, but because I put acrylic paint on the paper, you can't really watercolor over acrylic paper. Those two don't get along. So the tip-ins allow me to add little bits and pieces of watercoloring every now and then, and I do enjoy being able to include watercoloring in my journal, and that will change for 2016 because the paper is much more forgiving for watercolor. So number 7, if you are going to actually journal and blab on and on and on about your week, you're going to need some kind of writing instrument. My go-to writing instrument, number 7, is going to be my Pilot Friction pens. I love the colors. This particular pen is a size 0.7, which is a nice size for me. I enjoy writing with that size nib, and on the very off and rare chance, yeah, right, that I make a mistake, they're erasable. So I really like that feature about these Friction pens, and 9 times out of 10, that's the pen I'm going to go to for the week. Now, as I'm journaling throughout the week, I'm also not only adding the written word, but I'm also adding other things into the journal. And for that, I do need my 8th favorite product. And it's not like a favorite, but it's a necessity. You have to have glue. So my favorite glue is the Tombow Mono Permanent Adhesive. This tape runner is awesome. It's quick to get adhesive onto the back of things, and it doesn't make a mess. The only problem is that it's not very forgiving. You don't have a whole lot of fudge room. When you put something down on the paper, it's going to stay there. So if I've got something that I know I'm going to have to play around with, I will use a glue stick. I just get the cheapy kind. It gives me a couple minutes where I can move and readjust whatever it is that I'm putting into my journal. And I'm not that fussy, but sometimes you don't want things completely wonky, so that's when a glue stick comes in. And that brings me to number 9, my favorite product. Well, I guess it's like, well, I don't know. Maybe it is my favorite. 9 and 10 are tied. Number 9 is your everyday, I like to call it the everyday ephemera that you get, those bits and bobs that you collect throughout the week, and it can be anything. It can be ticket stubs, it can be business cards to restaurants, it can be the packaging off of a product that you got that week. This particular is metallic thread that I bought. It could be a new coffee that you're trying, the label from the new coffee that you're trying, the flight of beer that you had at your local brewery. Anything that reminds you of the places you've gone or the things that you've done in that week, if it can be legitimately put inside your journal, that I absolutely love. In fact, my husband will like shake his head at me when he sees me collecting things off of a restaurant table, because he knows it's going to wind up in my journal. And tied with that, the everyday bits and bobs, is probably photographs. I love taking pictures. I probably take a photo every single day. It's usually with my iPhone camera because that's what I have with me. I sometimes will use my little upscale point and shoot, very, very, very rarely my big girl camera, because that usually only comes out when I'm working. And my journal is for my, my everyday stuff. And that's what my phone captures, the everyday stuff. I do print at home. If I have several photos that I want to get into my journal, I'll collage them in an app on my phone, and I will use my Canon home printer, cut the photos apart, you're good to go. It doesn't have to be fancy. It's just about capturing that moment in time and getting it into my journal. If I'm super, super, super lazy, I will use my LG Popo printer, which I think is my favorite product that I purchased in 2015. It talks wirelessly to your phone, so all you have to do is shoot the photo from your phone to the printer. You get a printout in probably less than 45 seconds, and you can get the paper, the Popo paper. You can get it in just plain photo paper, and you can also get it in sticker paper, which is totally awesome. So I do a lot of selfies. I think it's important to get yourself in your journal. My theory is you're never going to look better than you do today. So get over yourself and get yourself in your journal. I also like to take photos of you know, the places that we go if we're traveling. I also like to include food. I'm big on food photography. Beer, yeah, we like beer. Pizza, we make pizza every week, so that often will show up in my journal. Again, it's just that capturing of that everyday memory, that when a photo accompanies the story that's behind it, you have a memory that will last forever. So those are my top 10 products that I'm using in 2015, to be modified in the next year as I change journals and the paper becomes a little bit different. But for right now, that is what I'm using. And since I have just a minute or two, okay, I promised it was going to be short, so just bear with me. I don't have much more to go on, but I do want to encourage you to go through your products. And if those products are not sparking joy, get rid of them. Whether you put them in the bin, whether you donate them, whether you give them to a friend and you do a random act of kindness, whatever, do not let a product that is making you feel bad or guilty stay in your creative space. It is not good for you. I strongly believe that your creative space, whether it's a dedicated craft room or just a table next to your couch, should be a place of happiness. Now, I know that our journals are not always, you know, roses and champagne, but they should be a place where you can come and not be guilty about the fact that you haven't used a sticker sheet that you bought in, you know, 2004 and it's still looking at you and you keep thinking, I'm going to use it someday. If you haven't used it, get rid of it. Make the space where you create a happy space, because that's what this process should bring you, happiness and joy. So there's my PSA for the day. Those are my 10 products that I use without fail for my journal. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask them. I will answer. I may not know the answer, but I will at least tell you that I don't know the answer. And as always, comments, thumbs up, subs are very much appreciated. I will see you next week in a new video. Until then, I hope you have a large day and a crafty day. Peace. I'm out.